Perhaps one of the busiest weeks of sports for Maryland athletics, a walk-off victory, historical records broken, big wins, and heartbreaking losses. So stick around because the left bench starts right now.
Hello from Studio A. We're back already, Drew. We were anchoring a couple weeks ago, but it is Purim, the Jewish Halloween, so our friend Benji Kaufman is celebrating tonight, so we are filling in. Happy to do so for Jonah and Benji here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend was a crazy weekend for Maryland athletics, as I just said like 30 seconds ago, but I mean, with pretty much almost every sport but the fall sports in action, and then not only that, it's springtime, so I mean, you look a little burned, look a little red up in the face.
There's a little sunburn, yes. I was outside, but it's gone. I got Vaselined up. We're all good to go.
You
Drew, you sound a little congested. Allergies,
I mean, allergies, spring. I mean, I have bad spring allergies, but
it's a busy time for us, but also Maryland athletics. So
yeah, and especially for Maryland men's lacrosse that did something this weekend that that any fan hasn't seen since 1993. Now, as I just stated, this is something that has never happened in the John Tillman era of Maryland men's lacrosse. A 3-game losing streak, and this time at the hands of number 1 Notre Dame. The absence of Terp star Eric Spanos hurts them offensively as Notre Dame holds Maryland to a season low of 8 goals, the fewest it scored against the Irish in College Park ever. And the Terps turn to Leo Johnson, who takes 5 of Maryland's first 11 shots and scores 2 eventual goals. Now, more scores along the way from Elijah Stobog and others, paired with a season-high 11 saves from goalie Brian Ruppel, marks it to an encouraging start. But the floodgates start to open. Notre Dame rattles off 9 combined goals in the middle of 2 periods, 7 by which are uncontested by Maryland's inconsistent attack and route to Maryland's 3rd straight loss, the first time that this has happened in a season since 1993.
We just haven't had the consistency in practice in terms of like who's available, who can practice, and I think it's shown up in games. We just haven't had great chemistry, and it's not just the spring. I felt it in the fall. We just had guys in and out for a lot of different reasons, and I think there's something to that.
Well, it's been a struggle for the men's team, but how about Kathy Reese and Maryland women's lacrosse? They're still perfect on the young season after a dominating win on Saturday. Let's tell you how it happened. Number 3 Terps and number 14 Princeton Maryland takes on Princeton at CQ Stadium. After the men's team a doubleheader, Princeton comes out hot, scoring a goal within the first 30 seconds of the game. And then again, just 3 minutes later, that doesn't matter. Terps take control for the rest of the game. They go on to score 7 goals in a row, not 6, 7, 6-7, haha, including 2 from the transfer Keely Block, and then senior Corey Edmondson manages to score a hat trick in the first half. Despite a late game run from Princeton, the number 3 Terps take the dub 16-12, improving to 5-0 on the season.
Focus as a whole has just been to just try to go 1-0 on the day. That's really it. You can't. Our lacrosse everyone's all over the place this season. It's everyone's playing people and beating people and losing here, where our focus just needs to be on the only game that matters is ours.
Well, look who we have here. It's Christian Androlis. He is the Diamondbacks women's lacrosse beat writer, and he's going to help us not only break down that win on Saturday, but preview what's to come this season.
Christian, thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thank you guys
for having me. Fun time in London. Nice to see you here in the States.
Yeah,
it's great. All right, let's start with Saturday's win. What'd you see from the press box?
Yeah, what I saw was a team that definitely looks like they're going to compete this season. I mean, got off to a little bit of a slow start, going down 2-0, but from there, Maryland took control of the game. I think it was a 7-goal run. 4 of those goals, or they got up to 9-3, and 4 of those goals came from Keely Block early in the game. And then Corey Edmondson had kind of her breakout game of the season. She had 4 goals all over the stat sheet. I think she had 4 or 5 draw control wins too. And then in the 4th quarter, they kind of put the game to rest when Lauren LaPointe, who's been huge in a lot of 4th quarters, scored twice. And kind of, you're seeing why this team is ranked number 3 in the country.
Now, you talk about how this team is ranked number 3 in the country. A huge part of that success has come from Corey Edmondson. She's been here throughout all her career. How much of an impact is she going to have this year and just her career in Maryland in general?
Yeah, I mean, Kathy said that she is the team before the season. Like, the team goes as she goes, and you kind of see that. They play their best when she's at her best. So if they're going to go far and with their aspirations of wanting to go far, Corey's going to be the reason. I mean, they have a lot of added depth as well with Keely Block, as we mentioned before, and Kristen Shanahan has also been huge. But Corey has been the motor for this team for years, and that isn't changing anytime soon.
Yeah, she's been here forever, but a young star, JJ Soriano, in her second season as a goalie for this Terps team. What have you seen from her so far this year?
Yeah, the first 3 games, I think she led the country in saves per game and save percentage. She's been a little bit worse in the past 2 games, allowing double-digit goals and a lower save percentage, but she's still been incredible. I mean, her best game of the season, I believe, was the first game against Syracuse. She was unbelievable. It felt like every shot she had saved, and they only allowed 5 goals that game, which was a season low against a ranked opponent. But I think she's still top 3 in most major statistical categories, which coming into the season she was a little bit of a question mark because last season she had been getting benched earlier in the year, but then towards the end of the year she started playing her best ball, and now she's transitioned into becoming one of the best goalies in the country.
Now at the moment, this team is currently undefeated. Big Ten schedule's coming up. It's looming. How far do you think this team can go this year?
What everybody wants to hear. I think they can go to the Final Four or the National Championship, something like that. Go to Evanston. They could play to get their opportunity. I mean, ranked number 3 right now, you would think, oh, they can compete with those teams. And they're one of the few top-ranked teams right now that haven't lost. Northwestern lost, I believe. A few other teams lost. And they've beaten 3 ranked teams as well, and they've kind of struggled a little bit in their other 2 games on the road against Georgetown and St. Joseph's, but they're proving that they can hang with the top teams, and if they continue playing like this and proving they can hang with the top teams, even if they get a loss or 2 in the regular season, that'll only build confidence for them going into the postseason.
Yeah, quick follow-up for that. They're playing in CQ this year. I'm just curious if you have any thoughts. Is there any difference between CQ and when they would normally play at the Plex? I know it's both turf, but do you see any differences maybe? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but
Yeah, no, I wrote an article about this. Check it out, dbknews.com. But they said there's not much of a difference. Obviously, a little bit of a playing surface difference, and like there's a lot less people, it seems like, because the Plex you can kind of like pack it because it doesn't hold as many people. And CQ, it's a little bit of a different, like, from a vantage point seeing things, but I don't think it has any difference. I mean, you saw it was after they played the men's game, I think a few people stayed over, which usually doesn't happen when you're playing CQ for men's and then going to the Plex for women. So I think they drew a little bit of a bigger crowd because of that, and I feel like playing at CQ, they've been more successful there in years past, I believe. So I don't think it's an issue.
Gotcha. I'll definitely read that article. Thanks, Christian, for coming on the show. Enjoy watching the Terps. They look like a fun squad this year. Keep up to date with Christian's coverage at, like he said, dbknews.com and on social media at @CAndriole News.
Now, Maryland men's basketball had a rematch with Rutgers 2 weeks after the Scarlet Knights won in double digits. However, this time in College Park, it was somewhat the same story. Solomon Washington gets the crowd rolling with this dunk right here. Energy's high in Xfinity right after that, but then it quickly starts to fade as Rutgers begin to capitalize off turnovers, shooting fouls, and missed shots. However, after being up 19, the Terps came storming back after the first half. They were able to cut the lead to 2 off of this Colin Metcalf slam dunk right there, and then eventually take the lead with Solomon Washington as he gets the and one off this shot right there. However, that would be the only lead they saw for the rest of the game, although both teams were trading buckets. The Scarlet Knights ran away with this one, 69-65. Here's head coach Buzz Williams after the loss.
We kind of changed tactically what we were doing. If you're down 19, you're probably going to have to change the pace a little bit. And so a lot of what we were doing on misses was some of what we did in late December, early January. Some of what we did on makes was more mid-January. They did execute that really well. I thought it kind of gave us life.
All right, now to the women's side. The number 14 Lady Terps wrapped up their regular season on Saturday versus then number 9 Michigan. And Maryland's 6-game winning streak came to an end. It was all Michigan pretty much the entire game. Olivia Olson drops 21 points in the first half. The Wolverines led by as much as 18 points. The Big Ten's 3-point leader, Yarden Garzon, hit a deep 3 early in the game, but that's really all the highlights for Maryland. That's all she wrote. Wolverines take the regular season finale 87-69. Maryland heads to the Big Ten tournament this weekend. They'll start with the winner of Oregon and Purdue on Thursday night.
All right, well, we got gymnastics, baseball, softball, and track and field coming up next.
Yeah, a lot to cover. We'll also be joined by TSC's Brendan Russell talking some MLS soccer or football in Studio B. Coming up.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Welcome back to the Left Bench. Drew Owens, Eddy Calkins. And we ran through about half of the sports that competed this weekend, but one team that did not have a great showing, Maryland Gymnastics.
Yeah, I'm going to plug it real quick. Our Gymnastics in Focus show hosted by Madeline Burke and Joe Wagman.
Yes.
Wednesday, 10 a.m.
Yes, everyone better be watching.
That'll be fun. They just joined us earlier. We taped that show. A great interview with Brett Nelligan, Joe Kogler, and Taylor Reck.
Yes.
They were talking about how they were just in L.A. We have snow here in College Park, but they were just in L.A.
Yeah.
Our associate producer, Ben Geffner, familiar with L.A. and the traffic, not pretty, just like that meet, Drew.
Yeah. Now, their gymnastics meet, it was in LA, and it was also against it was a Big Four meet against Michigan State, Iowa, and UCLA. And the Terps ended up taking fourth place in that meet. All ranked teams, I should mention, Iowa, Michigan State, and UCLA. And they ended in last place, like I said, with a score of 195.025, trailing in all four events.
All right, to the diamond. After a pair of wins on Friday and Saturday against Wagner, Maryland baseball completed the series sweep on Sunday in a 15-10 win. The Terps concede a run in the first inning, but roar back in the second. A mix of Wagner errors and Maryland slugging lead the Terps in scoring 9 runs in the frame. The Seahawks did not go down without a fight, answering with 2 runs in the third, 3 more in the fifth. The Terps lead 12-8 through 5 innings. We go to the 7th inning. Logan Hastings comes in for 3 relief innings and strikes out 4 of 15 batters he faced. Braden Martin adds some insurance for the Terps in the 8th with an RBI single, putting the finishing touches on a 4-hit game. The Turdy Terps win their 4th straight before heading to Delaware on Tuesday. Here's Matt Swope after the dub. Softball.
Softball hosted the Terrapin Invitational this weekend, and after victories over Syracuse, Providence, and Fairfield on Friday, that's a lot of teams, and Saturday, the Terps challenged UMBC yesterday, and pitcher Elisa Wiegand put on a show and ensured the Terps would end the weekend undefeated. Now, Wiegand pitched the entire game and only gives up 1 hit, and the rest of the game was out after her on the mound. A homer from Anna McGowan gives the Terps the start they need in the 4th inning and their first run, and they would add 2 more runs in the inning off of Gracelyn Solar's stealing home and a Gracie Wilson RBI. Retriever errors as well as strong swinging from the Terps put the Terps up 6-0. Mariah Penta walks it off, Mercy Rule style. Terps go perfect 4-0 in the tournament. Here is head coach Lauren Karn on confidence levels after going undefeated this weekend.
I mean, we are feeling pretty good about it. I feel like we won with authority, and we want to do that going into Big Tens. We took care of the ball on both sides of the ball today, which was really nice to see.
All right, well, a lot of spring sports there. Let's transition to to the pitch,
Yes.
with the MLS, who kicked off its season a couple of weeks ago, along with a couple of former Terps.
That's right. Brendan Russell has been keeping up with Sasho's former players and joins us in Studio B with more. Brendan?
Yeah, guys, the MLS is back, and so are the Pro Terps. Although they are hearing different chants, 7 Maryland alumni started their pro season last weekend, and the Terps represent all over the country. Zach Steffen and Kamani Stewart-Baines play for the Colorado Rapids, but every other alumni rides solo in different cities, including Columbus, Miami, Philadelphia, Utah, and LA. Steffen is the best of the bunch, at least in terms of career accolades. After a 2-year career at UMD, Steffen has been elite in the American League for years. He has been the MLS Best 11 twice, on top of an MLS Best Goalkeeper recognition in 2018. He also helped the U.S. upset Colombia in the round of 16 at the 2015 World Cup. Another name you might remember is Dane St. Clair, 2018 national champion Dane St. Clair. St. Clair won it all for the Terps before getting drafted 7th overall in 2019. He just won MLS Goalkeeper of the Year last year in 2025. On to the final stretch of former Terps. Ben Bender is another name of note. He went 1st overall in the 2022 MLS draft after playing for Sasho in 2020 and 21. Amar Sadic, who was on the national championship team with St. Clair, went in the 2nd round of the 2018 draft and has over 100 MLS appearances. Chris Rindov, who started his collegiate soccer career as a walk-on for the national championship team, is now a member of the LA Galaxy. Stewart Baines, who was drafted 4th overall, was the Big Ten Player of the Year in 2023. And finally, Griffin Dillon, who signed with Real Salt Lake on January 9th, played 2 seasons for UMD. So many Terps on the pitch this year. Specifically look out for Steffen, St. Clair, and Bender this season as the Terps take over the MLS. Back to you guys.
It's great stuff, Brendan. Thanks as always. A lot of former Terps in the MLS, Drew.
Yeah.
All right, well, a quick update on Maryland's indoor track. They wrapped up their season this weekend at the Big Ten Championships. Maya Valman placed 4th in the 400 meters with a time of 52.88 seconds. And Tolu Akinduro set a school record in the triple jump. She earned all Big Ten second team honors with a mark of 13.36 meters. That was a lot. Yeah. Take a break. We got through it, Drew. A lot of action to recap. If you're still watching, we're going to have some fun with emojis after the break.
That's right. Plus, Eddie stayed up late to edit probably one of my favorite segments of all time, Best of February.
We're going to Studio B. Let's go.
Yes, stay with us.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/act now.
All right, we're back in a new place, sort of, Drew. We're live in Studio B. We're just in Studio A. You saw us get up there. As we promised, some fans. We're going to have some fun with emojis, but let's do it in a second.
Nope. Because you're trying to skip through my favorite part of the show, Best of February. You stayed up late last night to edit it. There's a lot that went on in the past 28 days. Take a look.
Just like that, we are back.
We're calling this month Foundational February, so we're just sticking to the foundation, getting back to, the way we want to play and how hard we want to play.
Maryland lacks a true point guard. They've tried to force Lee Coit to do it, who of course has had his stellar performances and some off nights, but he's not a guy who can distribute to his teammates.
You want to lock in Daniel Stein?
Yeah, let's go
All
Daniel
right, we're going to go
Stein.
Daniel Stein. Who is it? It's
Yeah,
Brendan Weiss.
Ben,
Okay, well,
Eddie, Brendan, and Dan.
I think we get a quarter of a
Yeah, we'll
point
give
there. We
ourselves a
named
quarter of
each
a
person
point.
in this picture.
The way we started was good. The first half of the meet, definite improvement. The second half is where we need to focus next week.
Although the United States took gold in men's hockey today at the Olympics, the real story of the day was Maryland women's basketball senior day.
It's been huge. I mean, we selected them as captains for a reason. It wasn't just because they're seniors. I mean, they're big leaders for us. Each and every one of them has their own style of leadership, which I think is great for us as a team.
Yeah, wearing my victory blue, and somebody in the studio here is wearing a very nice jersey.
Come on
Our
up.
senior producer, Ryan Martin, thanks for taking the time to come on the show with the beautiful jersey.
4 years, wrestling the same teams every season, all the Big 12 teams, so it's definitely a switch up. I'd say the Big 10 guys, they focus more on hand fighting and putting more pressure on you, so that's been a switch.
The pitching. It hasn't been there. It hasn't been there. And if it struggles again, I don't know what's going to happen, but you can disagree.
I am disagreeing.
Princeton wins 13-12, their first win over Maryland in 2 decades, and the Terps lose their second.
Our guys, they care, so I got to do a better job coaching them. That's what we'll spend this weekend doing, is trying to figure out where can we make up the difference.
Now, let us drop everything for you and break down how it happened on this edition of The Left Bench.
They're not winning Natty in the next 10 years. 10 years. You know how much can happen in 10 years, Jonah? I just can't lock that in. Chris Paul can retire in 10 years. LeBron can still be playing in the NBA in 10 years.
Another LeBron
So
mention.
much can happen.
Get into that, so then we're able to build off of that within the game, instead of waiting for the game to bring us our energy.
Focus as a whole has just been to just try to go 1-0 on the day. That's really it. You can't. Our lacrosse is everyone's all over the place this season.
All right, well, that was fun.
That was a good
February's
segment.
a good month.
Yeah, I mean, as Andre Mill said, foundational February, and they were foundational. I mean, they got some wins against Washington.
They
So,
did.
yeah.
Well, it's also my brother's birthday. Shout out, little bro, Russell, if you're watching.
And not only
Happy
that,
birthday. 18.
your Seattle Seahawks, they won the Super Bowl in
Yeah,
February.
Ryan Martin, thanks
Ryan
for wearing
Martin.
that jersey, braving it up.
We have a lot of Patriots fans actually within this organization. So
We do. Well, as promised, we have a little emoji fun. Drew, we were just talking during that. We don't know the rules. We're just
Yeah.
going to work together
We're
and
just
figure
gonna-
out these emojis.
Yeah.
So you can put it up whenever you're ready.
yeah,
Let's look at these emojis.
Senior
and-
producer Andrew McBride came up with all of these emojis. He told me an hour before the show that they were going to be tricky. So let's figure it out.
Yeah, just
Okay.
trying to guess the emojis here. Crown fish.
Fish.
America Supreme Court.
Okay,
Drew,
let's.
any thoughts? This is terrible.
Wow. Well, he did say that 2 of them were alumni and 2 of them are not.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
So let's think
I don't know.
right here. Let's start like.
I honestly.
Okay, so
I'm-
crown fish. Crown fish. Is there anybody that has a crown
King?
or a fit or kingfish?
Solomon Washington,
Solomon-
like Salmon Washington. That's what I'm gonna go with.
You're gonna go with
It
Solomon
just clicked
Washington.
in my brain. Washington D.C.
King Solomon.
Solomon, yeah.
Solomon Washington. Yeah, let's
Let's
just do
put
that.
it up. That's it. It's got to
Let's
be
see
it.
it.
Hey, we did it. Look
There
at
you
that.
go. Good job. Good
Sometimes
job.
it just pops in my
Wow.
head. Sometimes.
All
All right.
right.
Here we go. Next one.
Next,
Okay, we have
Mac, Addie Mac? No,
Addie. Well, we have some like
No.
card stuff.
no.
What is that?
Yeah.
An ace.
It's an ace.
And then an M.
It's a spade, not an
Our
ace.
floor director here, Kate, said it's a spade. Okay, that's good. Good correction. Burger, fries, an M.
Is there anybody on?
I don't know. A burger, fries,
Is there?
M's.
All I'm thinking of
I
is
liked like a.
I can Brie McDaniel, but I don't think that that's
No.
it.
Oh,
Is there
no.
anybody
that's like a fast food
a
burger?
fast burger?
Somebody McDonald would be my guess.
McDonald. Was there anybody on the potentially lacrosse.
Ben McDonald played men's lacrosse like, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Is that right? I'm just going to go with that because I'm lost.
Well,
Something McDonald. We can agree on that.
I don't. Okay, yeah, we'll just go with that.
Ben McDonald, I guess.
I don't think it's right.
Jack
McDonald.
That's who it was. Okay, I knew it was.
I
Just wasn't Ben, it was Jack.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's
All
all
right,
right.
well,
we can go on
all
the next
right.
one. We were
Let's
sort
just
of right.
go
I'm
to
going to
the
give
next
us
one.
half a point.
point.
Oh, geez. Okay, so we have a hand, a high five, a point, and then we have rain and a clipboard.
Rain and a clipboard.
Rainy Nelson? No.
No, because he said those.
We have one current and one alumni so far, so this is probably, I don't know, a clipboard?
A clipboard?
Rainy, I like Rainy Nelson. I don't understand the other ones, but.
Yeah, let's go Rainy
All right,
Wilson.
Rainy Nelson, I don't think there's
Wilson,
anything.
not no.
Wilson, sorry.
Yes,
Wilson.
let's get her name correct.
Let's lock it in. Lefty Drizzell.
Oh!
What's the clipboard, though? Drizzle?
A coach.
Oh, coach. It's a coach, yes.
All right.
Okay, it's a coach.
It's a coach.
All right,
yeah.
last one.
Last
that
one.
was a little rough.
I know.
So that means this one has to be a current because we've
Yeah.
done two past and one previous. Okay, this is a bald guy with
what I'm hearing
a van
from
and a TV.
actually Andrew McBride right now. He said this is not a current.
Not a current. Okay, so he just lied to us, but that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind it. Somebody on a TV with a van and bald head. That probably is not a clue to a word. It's probably the person was bald would be my guess. And then like a van TV, van.
I'm trying to think if out of all the
television.
coaches that are bald, Mike Loxley's bald.
You said it's not current.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right.
I don't know. This is not good.
Well, could it be potentially a old left bencher?
Yes.
Like I'm
Who's
thinking
bald?
Alex Flum, but I know he's not bald. But
Flum? Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, because Andrew's close to Alex Flum, as we all are. He's the founder of Left Bench. So I'm going to go, yeah, I like that, Drew. Let's lock it in.
Let's
Alex
go.
Flum.
Let's go, Alex Flum.
Scott
Oh
Van Pelt.
my
Yeah, we should have got that.
gosh.
The van. Yeah, that's not good.
Wow.
We're terrible at this.
Wow. Last year when we did this, we actually were 7 for 7. I
We
mean,
were, yeah.
last year our
can't win 'em all.
former producers Ricky Podgorski, Nathan Schwartz, and Alex
Yeah.
Gary made this game, and this year we got stumped from Andrew McBride.
All right, well, let's add some more emojis for you at home. See if you can guess this one, because this one I wrote, so well, you should be able to get this. Baseball, a money sign, and the color yellow. Think about it. Baseball, money sign, color yellow. Any thoughts? He's been killing it through the first month of the season. Let's take that video. You got it. He's our Terp of the Week. It's Ryan Cost. Get it, money. Stello, or yellow. Here's his grand slam this weekend. He collected 6 RBIs on the weekend against Wagner. He leads the Terps this season with 6 home runs. Congrats to Ryan on being our Terp of the Week.
Now, our Pro Terp is not new to the DMV area or just to the award that Eddie just gave out. Not only was he at the Xfinity Center yesterday, but Terps fans can expect to see his face around in blue, white, and red. It's Julian Reese. On Saturday, it was announced that Reese signed a 2-way contract with the Washington Wizards, and this comes after he spent time with the Toronto Raptors G League affiliate team, where he averaged 7.8 points per game and 7 rebounds. Congrats to Juju for being named our Pro Terp.
There's your allergies.
I know, there goes
you
my
go.
allergies.
It's all right. Well, Juju was in a lot of top 5 plays, so he's not in this one, but let's cue the video. Let's do top 5 here, Drew. You can start us off if you can speak.
Yeah, I think I
There we
got
go.
my
All
voice
right.
back together. We got
Perfect.
Solomon Washington dunk right there. He got the crowd going last afternoon.
Look at those uniforms.
Yeah,
Nice and easy.
the
Beautiful.
women's debuted those uniforms last week. So
Script shift,
Yeah.
what they're called.
Script
All right,
shift.
on to 4. We talked about it a little earlier. A Yarden long 3. It's Jewish Halloween. She was reigning in the candy bucket. A long 3 against Michigan. Of course, Maryland lost, but a beautiful shot there.
at number 3, we got a sick goal right there from Corey Edmondson. I mean, she, like Christian said, she is the heart and soul of this women's lacrosse team. Part of the reason why they're number 3.
Number 2, he's our Terp of the Week. Ryan Costello, a grand slam. Shout out Ethan Dean for this beautiful clip. Grand slam, home run. He leads the Terps with 6 this season. This is one of many of his RBIs on the year. They just keep piling up for him.
And number 1, we had to show you guys this in full speed right there. Colin Metcalf slam dunk, making the score go down. They're only down by 2 right there. And then the celebration right there. You see all his teammates so happy for him. I mean, that was just electric. That actually happened right in front of me when I was filming the game yesterday.
It was a great
I did
shot.
yes,
Beautiful.
it
Little
was
Selly
yes.
in the uniforms. Nothing can beat that.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
Yes.
Really good. Really
well,
good.
that does it for this evening. Make sure to follow all of our coverage on Instagram, X, YouTube, and online at TerrapinSportsCentral.com. And thanks for joining us. Ben Wolf and Andrew McBride will have you covered next week just in time for people who are going on spring break.
Yeah, well, it's snowing outside, so spring break doesn't seem so far away, but 70 degrees this weekend.
Yes.
70 degrees.
Someone can dream.
All right, stay warm out there and have a great night.